I was born in Mexico City, and I always wanted to be a teacher. I saw that there was an opportunity to come to the United States, and to my shock and surprise, I got the admission saying you had been admitted to the University of Illinois, and you have an internship. That means that I was going to be teaching Spanish, and at the same time I was going to be getting my master's in education. And there I was very lucky because I met my husband.
So I went to the YMCA on a Saturday evening when they had a graduate student mixer, and I met Senorita Teresa Rios from Mexico. And she was a very attractive girl, and so I made an effort to see her again and again and again. We had our 4 children in reasonably rapid succession, about 4.5 years between number 1 and number 4.
So my first job was teaching Spanish. So I was 15 years being in the classroom, being a teacher.
An interesting phenomenon occurred that the underprivileged of Mexico and Central America and Latin America came here.
And I was very lucky that the ESOL department at that time had these positions of parent resource teacher, in which you have to be working with the parents, because working with the parents is very important. They have a lot of barriers, especially the language. So we help them to how to navigate the school system, how to communicate with the school staff. The reason I work with the students is because, you see, when a parent tells me, you know, Mrs. Gonzalez or Mrs. Perez, whoever, you know, I need help with my child, I have to know that child. How am I going to help her with Juan or Pedro Maria if I don't know Juan, Pedro, Maria?
So every time I had any kind of not only discipline issue, but support where students wouldn't attend, and we would find out it was for reasons of lack of transportation, didn't have clothing, food. You know, you just go to Teresa. She's, no kidding, a lot of people call her Mother Teresa, and it's the truth. She really knows how to find resources for kids.
She will go way beyond the call of duty to help any child, any family.
And you can see how important she is in their lives. You can see that they look for her in the hallways. The parents look for her. The parents call looking for Teresa because they know whatever the problem is, if they go to Teresa, if she won't be able to solve that problem, they know she will do everything she can to find someone who will help them with that problem.
Well, I've worked with Teresa for the past 13 years, and to this date, I still think that Teresa has been cloned.
People would say, well, what vitamins does your mother take?
She's like a burst of energy. She's got more energy, I think, than everybody I know.
And so she takes that energy and that love and gives it to others.
Teresa's passion are the young people that she works with. Teresa calls them, they're our children, that's what she says. She has tens of thousands of children. She really, truly does, and she has expectations for every single one of them, the same expectations that she has for her own biological children.
She always has had a kind of a soft spot for those children who are difficult to love.
But the students that everybody seem not to want, those are the students that Teresa is reaching out constantly, day and even nighttime.
We have children that have fled civil strife in their home countries, children that are separated. Half of the family is in their home country and the other half of the family is here. So she deals with those challenges that those young people have on a daily basis.
Students have given up, and she's brought them back. They've graduated, gone on to college.
And I have to convince the kids first, before doing their math or science or whatever, that they are important, that they are special, and that they can do anything they want to.
She tells me how special I am, things like that, and she makes you feel good about yourself, and that pushes you. Physically, yes, I've been dragged by the ear by her, but not like, obviously, like not something, you know, like literally that would hurt me. But it's just like, for me, it's like her little signature move, I guess. She would always just like grab my ear and just tell me like, you have to go to class, or you have to do this, or get this paper in.
She'll sometimes check on me when I was doing kind of bad, and then she'll like kind of tell my mom to like straighten me up.
She usually talks to my parents either on the phone or whenever my parents come to school. Sometimes she goes to my house. She has been the grandma figure that I haven't had because my grandma is all the way in my country. She has been there the whole time, like advising and just supporting us, making us laugh, giving us hope.
And that's why people love her, because she always has an answer and hope for everything. You know, you want to do this, you will do it. It's not you're gonna do it, you will do it.
She's not afraid to ask for anything. And people don't say no to TeresaWright. And the reason people don't say no to TeresaWright is because, first, she never asks for anything for herself. And she will always ask for something that's on behalf of another young person or their family member.
She commissions you. She finds somebody and she says, oh, I know how you can help me. And then she gets them linked into her vision. And next thing you know, they're working on projects that Teresa has designed.
If she wants something, she'll tell you, she'll come up and say, I need you to do this.
And you want to help her because you believe in what she's doing, because she's engaged you in a way of saying, this is not just important to me, this is important to you, this is important to us. Teresa has these dinners in her home because she believes in, again, the power of community and the power of dialogue. And she assembles her groups of people and she feeds them, and then she says, now let's get down to work.
I think one of the major organizational accomplishments she made was to help establish the Teen Mom Center in Gaithersburg.
I was that teen girl that had gotten pregnant and wanted to drop out of school. And Mrs. Wright came to me and she said, you're staying in school, Lisette, and this is our plan. And she said, we're gonna go into the teen parent program, we're gonna find daycare for you, and you're staying in school and finishing high school. And she helped me access college. I was able to get a scholarship to go into Montgomery College. And then afterwards, I was able to enroll at the University of Maryland University College for my bachelor's. And throughout this whole time, she's been there for me as a great support emotionally, and with resources and all this financial aid information that I would not have had access to if it weren't for her.
Teresa finds a way of getting students ready for college, getting students supported to go to college and be in college, and then when they finish, she's out there also helping getting them jobs.
And I think you'll talk to a lot of students who will say, she took me by the hand and took me down to the Career Center.
TeresaWright was a key person in order to get me into Montgomery College. One of the things that she always kept saying was, "Ándale, ándale, mijo," which basically is a way to encourage you to keep moving and not feel comfortable with where you are, but always try to make something better out of yourself.
So she just basically became a secondary parent to me after the death of my father. Even today, you know, sometimes she'll call me and say, how are you, mija, what's going on? And she always checks up on me. And so I think what she gave me is what every kid wants, and that is somebody who loves them and accepts them for who they are.
You know, I think when Teresa was born, that they sprinkled angel dust on her, because she is our earth angel here in Montgomery County Public Schools.
She has this amazing way of reaching out to people and touching people and just wrapping everybody in her loving arms.
Teresa just puts a feeling of calm, security, and a can-do attitude, and instills that in everyone she comes into contact with.
She's so selfless about doing for this community.
And she's an example to follow. And if I can be one day half the person that she is, I think I'll call myself successful.
I want to thank TeresaWright for being there when I needed her the most. She's like a mother to me.